CN rail officials are reportedly seeking an injunction to end a new blockade on its tracks. This one went up overnight just west of Edmonton. Protesters say they called CN officials to warn them before blocking the tracks around 4 a.m. local time. Train traffic has been halted, but road traffic is getting through. Protesters say they want to show support for the Wet'suwet'en, but also raise awareness about Indigenous sovereignty in general. They also say other groups are ready to mount blockades if theirs is taken down. Not everyone in nearby Spruce Grove supports the protest. One woman went to see for herself. Here's some of her interaction with protesters there.
Why are you here interrogating us?
Yeah. You know what? You know what? I live here.
Okay.
And I have a business in Spruce Grove.
All right, that's fine.
So
I know that's fine.
Quick question.
And
how is this,
a lot
how
of
is
my
this affecting
clients.
your business?
Okay.
Are you kidding
How
me?
is this affecting your business?
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Do you know what industrial area you're in? Do you know how many trains go through Spruce Grove in a day?
About 30 minutes.
Do you know that?
We also have the right to
You don't,
protest,
and
too.
you don't care. And that's the sad part. How can there be any reconciliation or reasonable conversation when you are doing something illegal?
The government is breaking its own law.
But at the end of the day, this is illegal. This is plain and simple illegal. This is blocking infrastructure and transportation, and it can't be allowed. Plain and simple. If they want reconciliation, fine, get off the tracks. Agree to speak with the governments and the people responsible to resolve this, but get off the tracks. All they're doing is just causing chaos.
Alberta's premier has strong words for the protesters on rail blockades. Jason Kenney says a majority of Wet'suwet'en people support the Coastal GasLink pipeline, and he says it's time their wishes were respected.
The Wet'suwet'en grassroots members were consulted by their elected council. 85% of them expressed support for this project, and 8 of the 13 hereditary chiefs support the project. Reconciliation doesn't mean allowing a couple of people to shut down the national economy. Reconciliation means listening with respect, ensuring that Indigenous people get a chance to benefit from responsible development, to move their people from poverty to prosperity.
CBC's Aaron Collins has been monitoring this developing story from Calgary. He has more on Kenney's approach and his push for action from the federal government.
Essentially, the premier said, listen, this is an illegal blockade. The majority of the Wet'suwet'en people are in favor of this Coastal GasLink project. It's in Edmonton, so he deferred sort of to the city police there as well, to the CN police to take care of this. But he expects the rule of law to be followed and for these protesters to be removed. And really doubled down there, saying that these people are not supporting the majority of the Wet'suwet'en people and, in fact, are not respecting their wishes. So it's a tone that his government has struck. There was a tweet from the Justice Minister, Doug Schweitzer, earlier in the day that I think, if you can bring up, it really represents the tone of the government here. I'll read it to you. It's Albertans will not be economic hostages to law-breaking extremists. So not mincing words at all in this situation. And certainly the expectation, one would think, from Premier Kenney and his cabinet is that this situation would be dealt with by the police in the city of Edmonton sooner rather than later.
CBC's Aaron Collins in Calgary.